This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Regina League.
Well, hello, everyone. My name is Regina, and I'm the owner of South Charlotte Media Group. And one of my favorite things to do is chat with local business owners. And today I'm excited to get to know Gabriella Martinelli. What a beautiful name, Gabriella.
Thank you. Yeah, that's my Italian grandmother.
Oh, it's wonderful. You are the founder of Ever After Wealth. You are a certified divorce financial analyst and a certified mediator. So, wow. Welcome to the show today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Excited to be here.
Yeah. So first, I may say I've never heard of a divorce financial analyst. So I want to start by learning a little bit about you and how you got into this. What is your why?
Okay. So I am a certified divorce financial analyst. And the reason I became one was because of my experience with the law side of the divorce. I worked for divorce attorneys for almost 16 years. And during that time, I got to work with different levels, different wealth, different clients at different law firms. And I realized one of the biggest problems were the finances of the divorce. And mostly was women. Women did not understand the finances of divorce. And attorneys were doing their best to explain something that was not their expertise either. And were trying to help these individuals make decisions, financial decisions through the divorce, which was, it really was almost like, kind of like people talking different languages. Women didn't understand, attorneys didn't know how to explain them. And at some point I was working for one particular attorney. We're sitting with the attorney, the client, the attorney's explaining an offer, and it was a really good offer if we talk financially. But this particular lady started crying, but it wasn't just crying. She was feeling panic, think that she was not going to make it. She was going to lose her house. She was not going to have money. She was going to go hungry. Her kids were not going to be able to go to college. And I thought, wait a minute, this is a lot of money. And I'm not trying to tell someone what is enough for you, but there's options, right? And I realized the attorney couldn't understand. She was panicking. And that got me questioning what I was doing, because I'm like, there's a disconnect here, right? Financial with divorce, the law and everything else. And a couple of years after, another attorney I was working for, she brought a CDFA to a mediation. And I was, whoa. And I was like, wow, this is it. Because this professional was able to explain the client the options, what it would work for her, how they were going to make it work later on, and knowing that she was going to be in a secure place that doesn't have to be that scary, that there was a plan, that she could be part of these decisions, understanding what she was making. And that's when I made my decision. I was going to become a CDFA. So I went to Bear Lynch. I learned everything I wanted to learn about finances. I got all my licenses, finally got my CDFA. And when I did that, I realized there was a little bit of a conflict of me working as a Merrill Lynch, being a financial advisor and also CDFA. So I decided to open my own firm so I could help the individuals the way they needed me to help them, especially women. And the rest is history.
So are you an attorney as well? You're not an attorney.
No, I was a paralegal. No.
Okay, paralegal.
No, I was a senior paralegal by the time that I left. Yes.
You know, what you just described is every day in everyday divorce with women. And again, I didn't even know this existed. I bet you wish people called you first, right? Before they call an attorney, or, what is the process
Yes,
like?
please.
Yeah.
Yes. That's my big ask is please call me before you call an attorney. For different reasons. And of course, this is not for everybody. If you had in a situation where there's domestic abuse or there's an issue with kids, of
Right.
course, please call an attorney. You need that help. There's nothing I can do, and you really need to get that part secure. But in reality, I feel like if those women will call me first of all, I can help with the process, because the financial process, it takes a lot to get prepared financially. Everything that it comes into play when you're going through a divorce. There's also the talking to an attorney, right? Attorneys are experts in the law. We need them. Yes, you're going through a divorce. You're going to need an attorney. I would not tell anybody you don't need an attorney. Don't worry. That's not a thing. You will be talking to an attorney at some point. However, if you come to me in the beginnings of things, I can help you understand what the attorney is going to need, which documents you should be collecting. If you're in a place where there's domestic financial abuse, I can help you the things you need to try to get without your spouse maybe knowing.
Mhm.
Let's get those things squared away. Let's look at your budget. Let's look at your documents, what the attorney will want to see. Maybe there's a question about, I got married 15 years ago and I used to have a 401k. So that is separate, right? I said, well, I can answer that question, but I can help you find the documents. So when you go to your attorney and you pay your $450 for a 1 hour consultation, you don't have to tell the attorney the same thing you just said. Oh, well, I think I have a 401k. So the attorney can say, well, it depends. We need to look at the documents. It may be separate, maybe not. No. You're going to have my report. You're going to have the documents and you're going to say, so I had this account when I got married. This is what happened during my marriage. Is this separate or not? Is it going to be an issue? And the attorney will be able to give you an answer about you. When you have a consultation without not understanding your finances, the attorney cannot give you advice about you. They can just tell you what the law is. And it's all general. So you just pay $450 or more for someone to tell you the law, basically, or what it could be. However, if you have that information ahead of time, your ears lie before what the attorney is going to need. You're going to save money, actually. It's cost
That's
effective.
what I was thinking, sitting here thinking you're being proactive instead of waiting till the negotiations are, blowing up in everybody's faces and then they talk to
Yes,
you and then you're backtracking. So, I
exactly.
see how important this is. Unbelievable.
Yes. And that is one of the biggest things. Let's make it cost efficient. Divorce is very expensive. You have to understand what are you paying an attorney to analyze a financial record? Well, that is not really money well spent. You should have your experts reviewing those documents and then come to the attorney with the reports, right? I'm not gonna substitute the attorney or the legal advice, obviously.
So describe the process. Someone's listening to this, they're contemplating a divorce, they're in that early gathering their wits and they reach
Yes.
out. What is the process?
So I have like an initial consultation where it's just confidential and they can talk to me. We talk for 30 minutes, usually it goes to a whole hour, but so I can understand where they are and what they really need, right? Because they don't know what they need, right? Like someone that may be listening right now, they literally don't know where to go. Like, how do I start? Which document do I need? What questions am I going to ask? So we had that initial conversation when I can guide them a little bit about what they need. Like I said, there's no violence. There's nothing that they need an attorney. We can set up a plan. I said, okay, I can help you prepare. We need to look into your budget. You need to start looking and collecting as many documents as you can. This is more likely what the attorney is going to ask for. So we go from there. Depending if they are in that initial thing, we prepare for it. So when you're ready, you can make the next call, which will be the attorney, and take the case the next level. I'll be honest with you, Regina, I work with a lot of women that are very scared of leaving because of the financial situation. They feel they're not going to make it. So I have had work with clients for 6 months. They come to me and said, I don't know, I'm not going to have money. I'm scared, but I don't want to be with him anymore. I don't know what he's doing. He may have an affair or not, but I just don't want to do this, but I'm afraid because of the money. Well, let's do this. Let's look at it. Let's see what we could find out. And a lot of the times when they get my final report, they say, oh, so maybe I could leave. 100% you could leave. You'll be okay. And they said, well, maybe I'll try a little bit longer. Or maybe it's like, you know what? Give me the name of an attorney. I want to quote someone because I'm ready to go because now I know that I don't have to worry about that part. So that's one. There may be someone that is already working with an attorney. Maybe they're going through the mediation process and they're not understanding the finances. Maybe this attorney is not sure how to read a executive compensation from their husband. Maybe they don't know how to analyze income for a business owner, and they are confused and they don't get the right answers. Well, then you can call me because I can help them with whatever is collected already. I can help analyze. I can figure out whether we need more stuff, and then help them understand what anything means. And I think that's the biggest part of it.
Sure.
A lot of women, even if you're involved some in the finances, when you're dealing with a divorce, that's a fun place to be. I went through a divorce. The least thing you want to think is about money. What is your budget? What are you going to need? Is it going to be enough? What am I going to do with my kids? And you need someone to help you understand so you can make the best decisions. I feel like women will make really good decisions if they have the information. And that's what's lacking, the financial information, because a divorce is you're breaking a contract. It's a financial contract when you get married, and you're breaking that financial contract. So there's a lot of financial issues that have to be resolved. You need to have the right information so you can make those decisions. So you can call me at any time, really. Some people are going through litigation. Some people are going through the collaborative process. The collaborative process could work. It's not for everybody. However, I feel like working with a financial neutral sometimes is not enough. You need someone that works on your side and helps you understand your options.
Do you stay by your client's side through the entire divorce process, or how does that work?
100%.
Okay.
Yes, I'm with them the whole process, and even after, when they have to be, a quadro has to be drafted, or we need to make sure the money's transferred, or she gets health insurance once the divorce is finalized, all those things. So I can help them through that.
That's amazing. You've opened my eyes to something that is so, so, so important. What do you wish people knew about what you do?
I think people knew that I exist.
I agree.
You know, we were talking. I wish people knew.
Yeah.
Yes. I think, and not get confused. I think that when people see, for example, you have this, maybe there's this wife married to this big CEO of a company, and there's options and stocks and executive compensation and bonuses and all that. And there's, oh, I need a forensic accountant. No, really, you don't need a forensic accountant. You need a CDFA. We are actually trained, and we're professionals at understanding all of those issues. We're tracing. We can trace accounts. We can find accounts that were missing. We can trace what happened with money and where it went. So you may need a CPA or a business valuator if you need to evaluate a business for the division purpose. But
Right.
anything else in between, we can do. I am not a financial advisor. I was a financial advisor. That's the other part of this. A true CDFA will work with you through your divorce, no strings attached, no conflict of interest. I don't sell insurance. I don't offer wealth management after. So if I tell my client today, you need to keep this particular account, this is what's going to work for you, and this is why. It's not because I'm going to be managing that money after you're done with the divorce. It's literally because it works for you. So I think that is another thing that people need to understand, that we're very specific. CDFAs will work. And when you dabble in between advisors, insurance brokers, CDFAs, there's a lot of gray areas. I'm not saying anyone does anything wrong when it comes to that, but I think there's some gray areas right there. And you literally need to work with a CDFA if you have a certain wealth, or even if you don't. We can answer all kinds of questions while you're going through a divorce, because
Right.
those decisions will affect you for the rest of your life. Literally.
Do you charge by the hour? Does your fee work out?
I don't charge by the hour because I think that that's scary. You're going through a divorce, you've been working with an attorney 6 months, 1 year, sometimes longer, unfortunately, and that invoice you get every month is very scary. To the point that I know that people would not call their attorneys. They would not ask the questions, because every time you call them, they charge you. Every time you have a little bit of a question, they charge you. And I feel like I wanted to take a little bit more of that overwhelm and fear from my clients. So I do work more like on a project basis. Is a fee depending on what my client needs. We structure it according to their needs, and that they pay me one time, and that's it. There's not going to be any. They can call me anytime. They can ask me any questions they have, of course, that I can answer. I can give legal advice, but it does change. There's a lot of questions that have to do with finances, and clients go talk to the attorneys that charge you, and they don't really know the answers. So I'm just I want to bring a little bit more peace of mind to a very hectic and overwhelming and scary process for my clients.
Absolutely.
So it's just one time. Yes.
You have definitely opened my eyes. So tell our listeners how they can find you.
Okay, so you can email me directly. My email is Gabriella@everafterwealth.com. I am on Instagram at everafterwealth.com. You can find it my website, everafterwealth.com. So, and or LinkedIn as well. My name, Gabriella Martinelli, and any messages you send go directly to me, and I can answer any questions, and hopefully I can help those individuals that are a little lost right now.
Absolutely. Well, it's been a pleasure getting to know you. I am super impressed with your passion and what you do. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpsouthcharlotte.com. That's gnpsouthcharlotte.com or call 980-351-5719.